we have rattled a cage or two. Well, hello there, stalkers, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. In the last part, we had an extremely successful run. We hit roughly 9 houses on the eastern outskirts of Rosewood, as well as went to the school, found some good sporting gear, and then we took on the fire department once more and braved the police station. Now, we came back with all sorts of goodies. Multiple boxes of ammunition, magazines, all sorts of different firearms. And in this part, we're going to take the fight to the Horde once more on our quest for chaos. Now, we're going to separate out all of our... You know what? We're going to pick these bags up instead. And we're going to make our way to the garage. And we'll use this as our staging area. So we have an M14. An American battle rifle chambered in 7.62 by 51. It is a force to be reckoned with, but extremely loud. We have a 223 varmint rifle, the MSR 700. 2 M9s. Tried and true, classic. As well as a JS 2000 shotgun. And we have 2 of these. This one appears to have a choke tube on it. We're going to pick up this other one and attach it to our back. Very good. What's the status of this guy? 4+1. Alright, so we're missing 2 rounds, but that's no problem. I think for the time being, we're going to keep the magazines. We're going to keep the magazines inside of the duffel bag, just so we don't muddy up our space. We're going to transfer our medical items out. Get some separation here. Try to clean this up a little. Oh, I hear the television. So we have some threats coming up, right? We have the helicopter event, which could really put a damper on our progress. In this episode, I think what we're going to do is stay home and try to focus on fortifying this location. We might do a reconnaissance run up north a little bit to one of those eastern houses and see if it wouldn't be more advantageous for us to use one of those houses as a dummy house where we can let the horde swarm us there and stay away from our main base. I don't want to use our neighbor's house because it's too close, and I really don't want to draw Zeds into the forest. When you draw zombies into the forest and you go through on a later run, a lot of times with the forest you tend to, turn your eyes and ears off and just walk through. At least I do. And that's a good way to get bitten. So we don't want to do that. Maybe we set up in one of those far, like northeastern corner houses that we've already hit and take on the helicopter from there. Alright, so with our program over, we did not gain any skill in cooking, but that is alright. We have so many goodies. So many goodies. One thing we are going to do today is boil our bandages. Usually I would like to have done that sooner, but it's alright. Alright, where are we at? Very good. We are loaded. Loaded for bear here. So we can passively work on reloading. There we go. I'm gonna open up 2 of these boxes. Alright. Keep moving forward. So let's get a pot of water boiling. Any pot of water would do. Set it to 400 and just let this cook. And in the interim, we're going to load magazines. This is getting hot. Oh Lord, I'll tell you what. Left our bandages back in the garage. And a quick fix. We're going to turn this back on and disinfect our bandages. We're only going to be able to do 3 of these at a time, unfortunately. Just double check. Water is still unlimited, which is very good. Knock on wood, we're having some really good luck. Oh, I'm not going to have to throw it back in. Yes, we are. So, well, the process we're doing right here, we're disinfecting our bandages so they heal us quicker. These produce sterilized bandages. And those will have a much greater effect on our health. It's a little, not particularly labor intensive, but it does take some time. You just have to have patience. And if there's one thing that we here at Project Observer have, it is patience. The patience of a saint. Alright, so we've got a couple noodles, nothing imperative, nothing that's calling our name right now. Let's sit on the couch and load a couple magazines and see if we can't get our reloading up. Alright, we did not get a skill in reloading, which is alright. What we should do is go and grab a box of 308s. We'll dump the rest of this stuff. And throw our 9mm back in. We can use these 308s that have been left out. Oh, it's full. Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright. Go ahead and put this stuff back in. For now. And we'll move it over here with its cousin. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're only going to keep one of these on us for the time being. And I am going to put our shotgun back up front. Okay. There was no broadcast today. Alright, so instead, we're going to grab one of these axes. And we're going to go do some timbering. This is a good way to run out of breath. It's also a good way to build strength and fitness. It's also a good way to get sore, but as a result, we will get not only logs and tree branches, but we can also... Ah, yes, I don't have... Forgive me, there is a very particular mod I'm used to playing with that allows me to carry a lot more logs. I believe that was thoughtful weight for items. But here in vanilla, we don't have that luxury. So we're going to move these one at a time. This is going to take forever. Perhaps, instead, we cut them in place. I think we'll do that. We'll run back inside here and grab nails, as well as a claw hammer. And a hacksaw. We did bring nails back, right? We do have a box of nails sitting around here somewhere. Ah, perhaps not. Well, my dear friends, perhaps I have led us astray. Yes, it appears as if I have. I thought we brought a box of nails back. What I'm doing is dropping these planks off where I intend to use them. So we don't have to do a ton of backtracking, which we're still going to have to do backtracking. There's saplings. Phenomenal. But not as much. Oh. Yes, we forgot about our shed. Perhaps? No. No, just loading material. That's alright. We'll equip this crowbar, or attach it to our back. And we're just going to run up and probably run back to the fire department. In order to get a box of nails so we can start barricading our home. Perhaps after that we'll go on a reconnaissance run and try to find a house. See, this house that's for sale wouldn't be a bad call, but it is too close to our home. Ideally, I'd like to draw the Zeds away, but where we plan on taking the fight to them, it's not really going to be an option. And the helicopter event works to move the zombies around the map and help with their migration patterns, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Alright, bad luck at the fire department here. We did not find nails, which means we're going to have to go out and try to find them organically. Which is not so bad a thing. I'm going to put this firefighter helmet on, just in case. Right now we're not going to go back to the police station. We will go up and try to go to the gated community here in Rosewood. It's right over here on the right. We can also check the status. Look at this. Couple roving hordes. Just one. The church seems to, or not the church, but the courthouse seems to have quite a bit of activity. A few stragglers lay ahead. More than just a few. I'm going to try to sneak by these guys. I really don't want to fight right now. I believe we may have drawn the attention of some of them, but we're going to continue creeping. Continue creeping forward. On the left here, you'll notice some shops. And further up on the left is a bookstore. And instead of sneaking, we're going to go ahead and punch it into first gear here. Okay, we have sparse zombies here with a small horde there. Oh, and someone left the door open for us. How generous. Alright, and we'll start looting. I know we're here for nails, but we might as well see what we can see, right? Eat a whole onion. Ooh. That's what I get for fast forwarding. We might have gotten ourselves into a little bit of a pickle here, my friends. Well, survey says we are too tired for combat. I'll take these scout cookies and save our skin, SOS. We'll open the window here. Oh, good. And climb right in. Only one box, though, and it only contains steel sheets. So what we'll do is sit on the ground, catch our breath, and... oh. No chance. The hordes don't rest, therefore we do not rest. Alright. We're going to close this window and return to our corner of the garage. And here we'll have a rest. And there it is, just like that. Okay. So we are totally unprepared for this at this moment. What we're going to do, we have a little bit of food. We are way too tired for combat. This could not have come at a more inopportune time. But we here at Project Observer are no strangers to adversity or difficult scenarios, difficult evolutions. And for us, our greatest strength is our mind. Oh, it is gone. Just like that, it has ceased. Alright, so we were going to take them on the lam. But instead, I think a wiser course of action would be to sneak back to our hideout. Maybe checking a few of these garages as we go on. Garages and basements. That is the absolute last sound you want to hear. We're gonna get our breath up and sit right here in this corner. You can hear it passing overhead. Just making another pass. And we are absolutely smoked. Alright, we're gonna have to have a bite to eat to even ourselves out. I'm telling you now, we're not gonna die like this. We're not gonna die here in this garage. I will get us out of this. I don't quite know how, but I'll get us out of this. And it starts with leaving this garage. Perhaps this door will open. No, it will not. Alright, around we go. Let chaos reign. With any luck, we'll be able to break contact down the road, but right now, we are out in the open during the worst possible day. Pursued by partygoers, neighbors, perhaps co-workers, friends, family. Our heartbeat palpable in our throat. And in about an hour, the darkness will come. we have never been in a worse position than the position we are in today. Now, it sounds like the bird is moving. Yes, it does sound like the bird is moving away. Perhaps we can break contact in the school. Yes, that seemed to work just fine. Now, is there an exit? Yes. We'll go here and go through this gate. Or go over this fence. No problem. We're going to have to kick it into high gear and try to get home. Yeah, with that, we have surely... Oh, a point in running. Very good. And like I said, if nothing else, we're going to get fit. Now, luckily for us, we did clear out this side of town in the last episode. Which, if you haven't seen the other parts of the series, please go check them out. I was ecstatic the other day to see how many views we had total. We have close to 300 views. But on the first episode of this series, we have almost 200 views. 200 of those views are purely on that video, which I think is just phenomenal. Thank you guys so much. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out and it really helps the content reach a broader audience. And it means the absolute world to me. I really appreciate you guys. But enough of that. Look at this. We have made it home, and it does not seem that we have attracted too many Zeds. And we do not have enough nails to do what I wanted to. We are going to have to do something a little unorthodox here. We're going to get kitted up in the event that the helicopter makes another pass. Alright, so we've got our full battle rattle on here. We're going to grab all these shells as well as an additional box. Maybe 2 if we can hold it. Yeah, we can hold 2. And then we're going to take one of these M9s, this one, attach it to our holster. Oh, that's going to put us over the edge. Alright, we're just going to have to deal with what we got. So we're going to pick up these crates and place them in front of the stairs. Now, I do believe that the helicopter event is over, but since it came so late in the day, I'm not going to count it out. So there's always the possibility it comes back. So we're going to barricade ourselves in. We're going to go over here in the corner and sleep it out. Fingers crossed. Well, good morning, stalkers. As luck may have it, we did not succumb to the horrors of the helicopter event, and I do believe it is finished. Now, we will err on the side of caution for another 24 hours until we're absolutely sure it's not going to make another pass, but I would wager that we had survived it just fine. And I am extremely proud of that. Alright, after all, we're doing pretty good. We're going to give ourselves a rinse. And before we head out again, I am going to get him some good sleep. Then we can hack his sleeping schedule with sleeping pills later on in the day. But he needs to be well rested for what we're about to do. But against my better judgment, we're going to head off, back off into town with our shotgun, and try to cause a little bit of chaos. We're going to go on a shooting spree and go drop some zombies. See, loner radio here. He's only been alive for 8 days and 4 hours, but he is a certified body stacker with 139 corpses under his belt. His weight is finally evened out. It is plateaued at 92. He's only 7 kilos overweight. Not the best, not the worst. It makes him move slower. But putting that extra meat on the bones for these first... Oh, wow, look. How lucky are we? It's good to know that deer are in the area. And we do have a large hook sitting in our shed. We could make a butcher hook, no problem. But before we get into that, I would like to get some nails. I mean, we're going to need them regardless. That'll definitely be our first step, though. So this is episode 3 of our Zomboid series, and I want to know from you guys, what do you think so far? Are you having a good time? Are you enjoying what we're doing? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any tips and tricks? Are you surprised we survived the helicopter event the way we did? There we go. Let's check our map real quick. Very good. We are fast approaching our destination. I really think we should just rip the band-aid off and kick the hornet's nest. And it seems as if the game's not going to give us an option. Well, here we go. We have awoken the masses. And much like the dinner bell, here they come. Now, it would be wise of us to not allow our player character to be surrounded. So maintaining a good 360 is going to be imperative to our survival. And I think in maintaining that 360, it's going to require us to push up north and try to funnel these Zeds in to a fatal funnel of sorts here, using the fences as a choke point. Man, that is a meaty shotgun. Well, if we didn't want to fight, we should have never fired this outdoors. Or indoors, for that matter. Look at this. We have alerted the masses. That's alright, that's what we wanted, right? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous. My character's hands are trembling. And my breath is getting a little ragged in real life. Behind this microphone here. Look at that. We have rattled a cage or two. This will greatly benefit us in the long run, though. Train a skill in arms. Using the shotgun, which is ridiculously loud, so that we may more effectively use pistols or precision rifles, such as the M14. Hey, look, reloading has gone up. Very good. This will also help us tremendously if we want to hunt. You can see our trembling hands are causing some problems with our accuracy, but that is alright. Oh, that could have been very bad. We're gonna have to break contact No, we can do it while moving. Fantastic. This is why you take dexterous. Here we go. Back in the fight? Oh, but we have to reload. Don't tell me there was a jam. No, okay. Ah. No, I was wrong. I was wrong. We have some space. We broke contact enough. We should be able to open this. Yes, there we go. We're going to open the second box as well. Alright, now we're going to push our advantage back. Point blank shotgun blasts. A quick and effective means of eliminating the undead. My God, we have definitely brought the roof down upon ourselves. Rosewood is going to smell like a massive, massive mass grave. A massive mass grave. My God, see, I'm starting to notice that mass graves is becoming a common theme here on the channel. We've got mass graves here that we are creating ourselves. We've stumbled upon the remains of mass graves and misery, as well as the evil within, where we used a similar shotgun to also fight the undead or the corrupted. I'm not quite sure what they are. I'm just gonna call them the corrupted. We only have 25 shotgun shells left. Well, plus whatever's in the tube. And if we're careful, and our resolve is steady, we should be able to finish a good no, never mind. I just flipped out. Hearing that click is not a good sound. But I promised you chaos and I promised you action, and surviving the helicopter event outdoors, as well as smoking some zombies in broad daylight with the pump, I'd say I've made good on my promise. Alright, coming up here, we are going to transition to our sidearm, which is now. So out here on the outskirts, we're going to transition to the M9 and see if we can put some effective fire on these Zeds. Okay, between 1 and 3 rounds to kill. You know, honestly, I was thinking it would take a lot more. Moving right along. at that. Tactical reload, creating separation, and eliminating your target? My god, Loner Radio. Outstanding. Skills like that, they're hard to teach. They're hard to teach. Slowly but surely, we have gained positive control of an impossible situation, and I am so proud. Earlier when I said never yield an advantage, that does not apply to when you are at a awful disadvantage. Excuse me, when doing so would be dangerous for you to do so. So like now we are frightened. We could really use some beta blockers, which we did all this without beta blockers, by the way. That's a pretty impressive feat. Except I can't see the Zeds. There we go. Like here, don't yield that advantage. You know, you have a lone Zed separated from its group, and you flattened them out. You need to go for the kill. There was another example. Very good. Even in our panic state, we can eliminate these stragglers as long as we're quick, precise, and we don't get too greedy. Nice. Absolutely outstanding. Sun Tzu, the master tactician, said in The Art of War, when you are strong, appear weak. When you are weak, appear strong. We may be starving, we may be in pain, we may be panicked, but we stand triumphantly over the battlefield like a legionnaire, rising to the challenge. Every day we rise and we face the day. Carpe Noct, Carpe Diem. We seize the day, we seize the night. No matter what evolution you throw at this character, we will persist and survive because we have the mental fortitude to keep going, to keep pushing forward. And we're smart. Now, brawn will get you far. Don't get me wrong. It's important to be strong. One of my favorite, like military-inspired, or not military-inspired, but one of my favorite things you hear people say, used to hear people say in the military is, you have smart rangers and strong rangers, right? So, you got dudes that can carry themselves purely on physical fitness, because if you aren't fit, you're gonna die, and you got to be fit, bottom line. But you have people that excel in fitness and they can just run all day and not get smoked. But then you have people that are smart, the problem solvers, the thinkers, people that come up with creative solutions to difficult problems, and those are always the guys that are a cut above. And our character here, he's definitely smart. We will use our wits to our advantage. We are really hurt though, but look at what we did just now. 239. We killed 100 Zeds. 8 days and 8 hours in. 239 Zeds returned to the ground. Something to be proud of. And I'm proud of us. It's funny. In all of that, we still didn't get a box of nails. And we're going to fix that right now. We're going to run to the school. We're not going to go back in the direction where we first let loose those shotgun blasts. We're going to run to the school. Hop over this gate right here, this fence. We should be able to... I'm fairly certain there's a gate here. Perhaps not. Regardless, we'll go check out here in this utility closet. I suppose we didn't really get through this earlier. Perhaps it was already open. There's some really awesome stuff in here. Skill books. Hello. We're back on our quest for nails. Man, I cannot get over what this character just went through. I am unbelievably proud of us. We're going to continue on here. I believe... Let's check down here first in the tornado shelter. I believe there is a janitorial closet we ran into in the last episode. I know there's food down here. Perhaps we take some... Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to grab a couple cans. We really need to start turning this stuff into... start turning our canned food into soups. We'll eat this licorice. It does nothing for our status, but... What can you do? Nothing here. Anything with the sports equipment? No, it appears not. Well, no matter. With those hordes out of the way, we should have a much easier time moving through the gated community here in Rosewood. Alone Zed. I'll approach this cautiously. In his life, he wore open-toed sandals with socks and a fanny pack on the front. I wonder if he has also mastered the blade. And we are going to wear ours on the back and check this key ring. Nothing of importance. We're going to have a rest. That did strain us ever so slightly. Alright, our lungs are back in check. And we're back on the road. Still suffering from pain. We're going to pop some painkillers when we get home. Take some sleeping pills and rest. But with that chaos we caused, look what we did. We drew most of the hordes away from our target area. Very good. Most, not all, unfortunately. And I'd say there's probably still a pretty good concentration of undead in central Rosewood. Yeah, especially here where these first couple blasts went off. But I'd say a good portion of them moved away, and that benefits us greatly. Always need first aid. Oh, we need water as well. So I'm going to stop here briefly and fill up our water bottle. See if we can quietly... Yeah, there we go. Got him pushed over. Very good. Another one bites the dust. No, we have been saying since the beginning that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. And just because we had a major success means nothing. Outside of gaining a point in reloading, right now we are sore, and our aiming skill is just moderately over half. Oh, this is so cool. Very scary. I'm gonna quickly try to Get some essential items switched over to our fanny pack. Moving right along here on our quest for nails. The most likely culprits for finding nails are going to be garages. Unfortunately, here in Rosewood, there is not a hardware store. At least I don't think so. I don't believe there is. Now look at us drawing another horde. We're going to have to deal with them. Yeah, if we want freedom of movement throughout this area. Oh, phenomenal. We have found another generator and a car battery charger. We'll keep this in mind. That's as good a place as any to make a stand. I do not like walking backwards down this short alley here. Especially not when there's Zeds in the backyard adjacent to us. I don't think this is going to go in our favor. Let's check this door. Surprisingly, the door opened just fine. We are a ghost. They are none the wiser. Now these two, on the other hand, we're going to have to deal with. She was tough. Man, and we have a third. Those Zeds across the street have caught wind of our operation. Deceit only goes so far. Oh, wow. Okay, winter gear here. And a box of nails. Hallelujah. Joyous day. And 2 long sticks. Man, oh man. We're going to try to take these. Hopefully it doesn't bog us down too much. It does. It does absolutely bog us down. No worry. We can break contact. We're going to take them on a dollar ride here. I'm going to drop these long sticks right here. We'll come back for these at a later date. We are highly exerted, covered in blood. Our stress surprisingly low for the amount of blood. Pursued by the undead once more. It's becoming a common theme for us. Perhaps some reprieve is to be found in the forest here. Well, this is hardly a forest, but And for once, the answer is not. No reprieve shall be found here. Still got a rabbit running around over here. Maybe later on we... Oh, and that deer. Now that doe is looking pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. We may try to jump her. Now, if she stays within the confines of that yard, we won't need a weapon to take her out. We can simply hit her with the crowbar or a spear, and she'll bleed out the same way she would if we fire on her. We have a greater chance of missing that deer firing upon her without a skill in aiming than we do haphazardly swinging a spear. Tried and true. I would not lead you astray. Intentionally. Oh boy. I am thrilled to see the light from our fortress. Now, it's hardly a fortress yet, but with this box of nails, we will turn it into one. And there it is. Excessive exertion. We're going to leave these right out here. We're going to go in and take care of our boy here. Make sure he's all right. He had a big day. We're going to get rinsed up. Get him a light snack before bed. And then continue on our expedition. Awoken with trembling hands to an awful nightmare. I'm going to run around a little bit and try to get that panic down. Our pain subsided on the walk home, which is awesome. Did I just take painkillers? Yeah, I just took painkillers, I'd say. Yeah. So what we're going to do is set an alarm on our watch. About 8:30. And let him sleep in a bit. We're going to take painkillers to make sure we sleep. Another morning we rise. This time we rise with our alarm. And we got all sorts of goodies. Narrowly escaping death. More than once. But for the most part, the Rosewood Horde. Correction. The Rosewood Horde that is not contained within the penitentiary has been thinned. It has been thinned. We have a huge book pile going. Very good. Alright folks, thank you for your patience there. We are going to start sawing logs. And not sleeping. There's going to be a little sleep where we're going. But working out in nature with our hands. Now who would want to miss that? This here will also raise our carpentry. Passively, nothing major, but hello and welcome back. Thank you for your patience, although for you that probably didn't seem like any time. Now, as you'll see on the back end of our base, we have barricaded all of the windows. We have not done any doors, because you must always allow yourself one escape route. Now, for us, I believe it's going to be this glass sliding door on the back. But you can see all these have been boarded with 3 planks. I normally only do 3, so it allows sunlight to come in. And I also made this advanced wooden table for us. Very nice. This counts as a crafting surface, so on some days like this, we can come out and work on projects out there in the front. Now, we're going to take, well, we have the resources. Well, we need one more plank. We're going to take on a task here that'll help us in the long term. And this starts with us breaking these planks down, or breaking these logs down into planks. So first, we'll build a butcher hook. And the butcher hook allows us to harvest meat from animals, as well as skin, the head, which in turn allows us to harvest the brain, which we can use to tan leather by making brain tan. We'll start there. We're also going to need a softening beam, which we'll put right here, and a tannin barrel. So the way this process works, using a fleshing tool, which we can carve from bone. And we can get bone from skeletons. Unfortunately, we can't get them from Zeds. There was a mod I was using to allow us to find bones on zombies, but hey, we're doing a almost 100% pure vanilla run. I'm gonna have a rest. We are out of shape and out of breath. No thanks to our weight. Our weight is the major factor there. All right, so our 20 garbage bags that we got from our garbage bag box, we're gonna set them all right here, and we have to go get more planks. Through the process of sawing logs and painstakingly carrying over each of them one at a time, about 5 at a time, 6 at a time maybe. Just forget I said anything. Okay, we can hold 7, but we're still breaking our back. So we'll come here We have to scroll down. I honestly should have just kept these in our inventory. We'll pick up what we can, and then we can build rain collector crates. These will allow us to passively collect rainwater. Hopefully we get a big storm. They fill pretty quickly, especially if there's continuous rain. We might get some isolated thunderstorms here in summer. A lot of this is going to be living on a prayer, unfortunately. Alright, we're done working for the time being. Another day survived. Another day survived indeed. It is now July 19th. We still have unlimited water, which is kind of hard to believe. It's been 10 days since the apocalypse struck and ravaged our landscape. But we are persisting. We are persisting, even though every day we must wake and ask ourselves the question, why? Why are we continuing? We are continuing because we have to, because we must persist. We must persist onward. Now today, how many garbage bags do we have left? We have enough to make 2 more collectors. I think we're going to go ahead and do that while we have the resources. Sort of scream in the distance. Those screams are so eerie. It does seem that we are out of logs. Well, we're going to research this quickly. This large branch, which teaches us how to make a cudgel, a bone spike cudgel. We'll take these planks and build one additional water collector, and then we can save these others for a separate project. The menu's a little fickle. It does not like when you move around. Alright, so we're going to drop all 50 of our nails right here on the ground. 53. And find a home for these trash bags. Most likely in this duffel bag inside. We'll run outside and gather up these saplings. Only 2, perhaps 3? Yes. 3 saplings is 3 spears, and 3 fire-hardened spears with no experience will allow us to kill about 8 zombies apiece. That is a changing number. But we are not a blacksmith, though we have the knowledge. But we do not have access to a forge at the moment. So what that's going to do, those spears are a really good way for us to stay in the fight indefinitely. So here, we're going to gear up a wee bit. Throw this shoulder holster down for the time being. We're going to throw our vest on and our boonie. Nothing too crazy. Gonna have a bite to eat. Actually, we should just polish off this cereal to get rid of that injured status. And we're gonna go back to the police station and load up. We're gonna grab the rest of the ammo we had to leave behind after our first run. And I'll see you guys shortly. What is it about survival games that draws players like us to them? Is it to struggle? Is it to prove that no matter the odds, that we can withstand anything and we'll meet that adversity head on? Or is it something else? Is it just to see how far one might go in an impossible scenario? Is it just to rage? To rage against the world when given no other option? I mean, no one is forcing us to play these games. No one is forcing us to struggle. But here we are. Trimming the horde, one Z at a time. Managing resources. Intimately worried about the safety of a character comprised of nothing more than pixels on a screen. Now, I, for one, get really attached to my Zomboid characters. A few months ago, I was doing a series of runs in a brutal Zomboid world. Zomboid by itself is brutal, don't get me wrong, but you can, in the sandbox, you can really edit some messed up worlds. Now, I was playing a Forever Winter style of world, starting in winter, high precipitation, higher than average zombie spawns, abysmal loot spawns, kind of mimicking the CDDA without the starting difficulties. And I call it the author line, the author series, because I named all the characters that I had tried in order. That's my favorite authors. That was a lot of fun. I did Anton and Boris Trigatsky separately. Dmitry Glukovsky. I did Cormac McCarthy, Franz Kafka, Ernest Hemingway. I did Hunter S. Thompson, A.J. Clennell, Stephen King, Clive Barker, Dostoevsky. I had a lot of fun with that line. And spoiler alert, none of them survived. But maybe I'll turn that concept into something else, something cool for the channel. Oh, and I know keeping suspense might be cool, or might be welcome for some of you, but I'm not really good. Okay, we're gonna equip the shells bandolier, take the bullets bandolier. We're gonna take all the magazines we can find, and all the ammunition we had left behind. And what we can't carry, we'll keep in mind for a later run. What I was saying was suspense, or like keeping you guys in suspended animation. For some people that might work. I'm not like that. I'd like to be open and kind of let you know what my thought process is going forward. I'm going to start playing a couple. I really like the long format. I like series. I like the routine that the series are providing. So you'll definitely see more series. I'd like to venture out into some more horror, like true horror series, including Darkwood. Darkwood is definitely coming up. Cry of Fear, Lost in Vivo, some of the heavy hitters. Tunguska, The Visitation, is one I have planned. That's coming sooner than later. I just got that on Steam for a steal. And there are like 700 freaking DLCs for that game. So if it's a hit, and you know, it's not totally a Stalker channel. I mean, I know I modeled the channel around Stalker imagery because that is my all-time favorite universe. And I promise you, we will go visit some of those universes. Some of the big mainstream ones, you know, we'll do, like I've said before, we'll do Shadow of Chernobyl and Call of Pripyat. I don't know about Clear Sky. I might do a Stalker 2 playthrough. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a one-off on Anomaly and just show you guys some of the stuff I like to do there. But I'd like to touch on some of the lesser-known zones, you know, like Tunguska. I'd like to do Into the Radius 1 and 2. I have an old Oculus Rift S from, you know, the first round of Oculus, and I have no idea what that would look like being recorded, if any of that would be good. I don't know. I don't even know if that's something you guys want to watch. But if you want to see some VR stuff, I have the equipment to do it. It's just not in the forefront of my mind. And coming soon, I'm going to do a one-off, maybe a light series on World of Horror. I don't know if any of you guys have played that. It's phenomenal. It's like an 80s retro Japanese horror game. It is so much fun. It's like playing a Junji Ito comic. And if you guys don't or haven't seen any of Junji Ito's work, I highly recommend checking it out. You can find a lot of his comics in one-off portion in PDF form on the internet. You can see them on, what's the Imgur. You can find a lot of his work there if you don't want to go out and get the books. Over the past couple of years, I've been collecting his physical books, and I have almost a complete collection. I'm very happy about that. That's a little bit about me. I'm a big Stalker fan. My wife and I like to tie Stalker-related imagery and themes and whatnot into our day-to-day life. One thing we like to do is hike, and it gives us the opportunity to do different things like forage, as well as identify plants. And look what he has on his head. Very cool. Very good. That is coming home with us. But back to what we were talking about. Let's wear all of this. Did someone call Deacon St. John? Because, hey, we're here. Look at us. Man. Days Gone Who? We're here. Loner Radio. Project Observer broadcasting live from the Knox Zone in East Central Kentucky. All right, enough of that. But one of the things we like to do when we're out on the trail is to find bolts. Now, the collection is growing. It's nothing major. And you'd be surprised at how many bolts you can find. I mean, it's difficult. You got to keep a sharp eye out. You know, you got to really be looking. But that's a major hobby of ours. We also have a scorpion. His name is Strelic. And today, now it is her. Today we found out that she, Strelic, had babies. So we have 20 scorpions, 20 little baby scorpions, and we have no idea what to do with them. So that's fun. He's a large, or excuse me, she is a large adult Asian forest scorpion with 20 little brand new babies. So that's going to be fun in these coming weeks. Love animals. Even the little creepy crawlies. I love them very much. Love survival games, exploration games, horror games. I love anything that makes you think. I love complicated systems. I was a huge Tarkov player for a long time. I enjoyed that quite a lot. Mostly because of the uniqueness of some of the characters. I was a big fan of the goons. So much so that we named our cat Bird Eye. Well, friends, I'm happy to say we have made it home, safe and sound, minimal injuries. The only injuries are the pain that we are most likely feeling in our lungs, nostrils, and in our back. But we are feeling nowhere near as much pain as those Zeds out there. Well, actually, we're feeling a lot more pain than those Zeds out there. But we are living, and they are not. And that, my friends, that is what matters. Might be a little out of breath, but we're alive, and we're stronger because of it. Just a little stronger every day. We really need to make this water count while we've got it. That is going to be a luxury that we will miss. Even though when, the water does dry up, which is coming sooner than later, when that water dries up, we're going to have to manage our water at home. Tubs have 100 liters of water that is on standby. So once the water runs dry, you have 100 liters that'll exist until you use them, like backed up in the lines. Sinks have 20 liters, if I remember correctly. So there is plenty of water to be had, but every utility in every house has the same values, and we can start over here, for example, and start using the water back in a pattern towards our base. So we're moving back closer to our base every time. There's some other things we can do, such as find a river or a lake and draw water directly from the source. All we have to do is boil it. I'm gonna let him rest, which isn't that big of a deal. We just have to keep wood in the fire. So logs burn for 4 hours. Man, would you look at us? We're gonna double up on our SSRIs, which is ill-advised. You should not do that, ever. But this character is turning into a survivor. He's not just a survivor, though. He is thriving. He is thriving in this zombie apocalypse. Sleep in a little bit, and look at that. He has grown out a full beard. And he looks like he used to ride a hog. Deacon St. John? Is that you? He's got the M81 woodland pants and everything. Hopefully we're Deacon St. John and not Boozer, because he had a bad time. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. Stalkers, we did some really good work today, and we should all be very proud of what we accomplished. In the next part, I think we're gonna go scope out the prison, and it's gonna take at least one reconnaissance run to get a general idea of what the situation is there, what it's looking like. So we'll go get a sit rep and then come back here and gear up. And I think we try to stick a fork in that big prison. A sledgehammer would be nice. Perhaps we'll find one. Perhaps we'll do a big loop of rosewood in the next part and see if we can find any road stories. Maybe even do some nomad stuff and head on over to March Ridge. I know we can definitely find guns and ammo in March Ridge. Tools Tools are what we're looking for, though. Well, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because it means the world to me, and it helps us grow and flourish. And for all of you out there watching, thank you. I appreciate it more than you know. It really means the world to me. And even though right now our numbers are small, there's always room for aggressive expansion. And down the road, if we grow and carve out our own niche, I'll remember when we had 50, 60, 70 views. I'll remember when we had 19 views. All right, now I'm just talking to talk. Well, we really kicked some Zed butt today. Did really good. Stacking bodies, dropping bodies. Fired 75 shotgun shells, at least. Let's check our stats real quick before I let you go here. Losing weight, which is good. We're at 91 kilos and dropping. Favorite weapon still the crowbar, that's no doubt. But we have killed 267 zombies. Survived for 10 days and 23 hours. Now, much like quitting something, you gotta get over the 2-week hump. And once you get over that 2-week hump, everything gets a lot easier. And we're not quite over that hump yet. But, as always, stay vigilant, stay dangerous. Always be looking over your shoulder. And in the next part, in Project Zomboid, we make a Molotov cocktail. Alright. Have a good one. And remember to mind the gap, stalkers. Mind the gap. I'll see you in the next part.